So let's talk about something every student thinks about. How do you actually make some real money while you're studying? We're going to break down 7 super practical ways you can start earning online right now. Let's dive in. Seriously, just pause for a second and picture that moment. Walking up to your parents and saying, "Don't worry about my fees. I've got this." Can you imagine how proud they'd be? That feeling of independence, that's what this is all about. It's so much more than just the money. And yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, you've got classes, you're studying for exams. It feels like there's literally not a single second left in the day. It's the number one reason most students just think, nah, it's impossible. But what if it's not? Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about making that earning dream feel a little less like a dream and more like a real possibility. Then we'll get super practical about finding the time you actually have. From there, we'll jump into skills that fit your schedule. And finally, we'll talk about the most important step you have to take to get started. So, let's start with making this dream a reality. You might be thinking it's totally out of reach with your crazy schedule, but I want to show you it's absolutely doable. And you know what's so cool about this story? It's how he did it. He didn't create some viral app or anything. He just looked at what he was already doing every single day, studying. He started selling his class notes online and helping other students with their questions. He literally turned his homework into cash. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The trick isn't about magically creating more hours in the day. It's about looking at the time you already have. You know that hour you spend just scrolling through Instagram or watching YouTube shorts? That's it. That's your starting point. So have a look at this. It breaks it down perfectly. You need to figure out which one of these you are. Are you the exam warrior, totally buried in books for a big competitive exam with maybe less than an hour free each day? Or are you a balanced learner with a solid 1 or 2 hours to spare? Or maybe you're a dedicated earner and you can actually set aside 3 or more hours. Be real with yourself here because your answer is going to decide your whole strategy. All right, so if you just looked at that chart and thought, yep, I'm the exam warrior, then this section is 100% for you. These are things you can start doing like today with almost no time commitment. First up is something I bet you already know how to do pretty well. We've all had to make those PowerPoint presentations for a school project, right? Well, guess what? Companies will actually pay you to do that for them. Look, it's probably not going to make you a millionaire, but it's such a good way to get your foot in the door and start earning your first 10 or 15,000 rupees a month. It's the perfect launch pad. Okay, our second quick start skill uses a superpower you might not even know you have. The language you speak at home, that's a skill, and it's a valuable one. There are tons of people, especially foreigners, who are dying to learn Indian languages. You can go on a site like Verbaling, list yourself as a tutor, and make around 400 to 500 rupees an hour just by chatting and teaching the language you've known your whole life. And the third skill in this category, honestly, this is just a genius move for any student. This is such a smart play. You can go to sites like StudyPool, upload the notes you've already made for class, and then earn money every time someone downloads them. That's passive income. Or you can hop on Chegg or Brainly and answer questions for other students. And the best part? You're literally getting paid to revise your own subjects. It's a total win-win. Now let's talk to the balanced learners out there, those of you who can find an hour or 2 each day. These skills take a little bit of learning up front, but trust me, the payoff is way bigger. Coming in at number 4 is a skill that is, without a doubt, one of the most in-demand creative skills on the entire internet right now. Think about it. Every single YouTuber, every Instagram Reel creator, every single person making content needs a good video editor. And the most amazing part? You can learn how to do it completely for free on YouTube. Just dedicate an hour a day for about a month and boom, you've got a seriously valuable skill that people will pay good money for. So the big question is, how do you get that first client? Here's the hack. Don't just ask them for a job. Show them what you can do. Find some smaller YouTubers you like and then email them with an offer they can't refuse. You'll edit their videos for free for 1 month. Your goal is to do such an amazing job that at the end of the month, they can't imagine going back to editing themselves. That free trial is your audition. All right, next up, this one's for all of you who have a good eye for visuals. You know, in the online world, that first impression is everything. And that's usually a thumbnail or a graphic. With amazing free tools like Canva, you can teach yourself the basics of design in a month and start creating stuff that really grabs people's attention. And this right here is such a clever way to get noticed.
Instead of just sending an email saying, hey, I'm a designer, you prove it. Find a YouTuber's video that you think could do better. Redesign their thumbnail to make it way more clickable, and then post it and tag them. When they see that you've already improved their content without even being asked, starting a conversation about getting hired becomes so much easier.
All right, and finally, let's talk to the dedicated earners. If you're someone who can invest 3 or more hours a day, these are the paths that can take you from earning pocket money to making a professional level income, all while you're still in college. So this really comes down to knowing yourself. Are you a people person, a great communicator? Then you might be perfect for influencer management. You'd be the person connecting creators with brands, negotiating deals, and taking a cut. But if you're more of a logical thinker, someone who loves solving puzzles, then learning to code and build websites is an incredible, high-paying skill to have. And look, the potential here is massive. We're not just talking theory. There are literally 17-year-olds out there earning over $1 a month doing this stuff. Now, it takes a month or two to build that trust, but you can find these amazing gigs on platforms like Upwork and Fiverr. A lot of the clients are international from places like the US, which usually means they pay a lot better too. Okay, so we've covered the skills, we've talked about the time, we've even gone through the strategies to get hired. But you know what? None of it means anything without this one last piece of the puzzle. It all comes down to this. You can watch a million videos and read 100 articles, but that feeling, that incredible feeling of earning your own money and having that independence we talked about, you can only get that by actually doing it. You just have to start. So, I'm going to leave you with this one question, a challenge really. Think about that hour you probably already spent scrolling today. What if, starting right now, you decided to use that hour to build one of these skills? Which one will it be?